Welcome to Under Investigation, Stories Beyond the Badge. Join a seasoned detective as he steps away from the crime scene and into the lives of fascinating individuals. Through candid interviews and thought-provoking conversations, we explore the stories that shape us, covering personal struggles, triumphs, and the powerful intersections of faith, family, and life. Each episode brings unique perspectives and inspiring insights from people living diverse, authentic lives. Now, let's dive into today's story.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Under Investigation. I think I've done like 3 of these in the last week, so I've been pretty busy, which has been fun. But today I'm on location again with a dear friend of mine, John Farber.
Yes.
Everybody knows John Farber around here. Yeah, they do. You don't want to say it.
Some areas do.
You don't want to say it, but I'll say it because you're a humble man. But this is a dear friend of mine, John Farber. I'm on location again. We are outside of the PMG studios. So I try to do these at the studio, but the studio is AKA my basement. But
I'm missing out.
yeah, well, I came to you, so that's a good thing. But John is somebody who I've known for many years. He's a friend of mine. He's a bandmate to my wife. Is that how you say it? Bandmate? Do you say bandmate?
Yeah, I don't know if you would say to my wife. I
Yeah.
would say of my wife, maybe.
There we go, because 2 sounded weird to me. 2?
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. But John has got, you're a couple years older than I am.
You're very kind.
Yeah, but you're somebody who I admire, quite honestly. And I've been wanting to interview you. You've been ducking, you've been hiding, you've been running, and now I've got you cornered.
I've been saying I've been busy.
I know what that means. I know exactly what that means. But today we want to talk about you. And I know you're a humble guy, and I honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I know you don't like to talk about yourself.
Correct.
But I appreciate you trusting me to ask some appropriate questions.
It's funny you say that because Patty, my wife, we were talking about this the other night. She said, John, you are going to have to talk about yourself. I'm like, I know. I don't like talking about myself, nor does she like talking about herself, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I know both of you guys are private, and my wife and I have been, quite frankly, blessed to be a part of your guys' lives over the last several years, and we enjoy coming over, and I've obviously gotten to know you pretty well over the last several years, and I am fascinated by your life story. I mean, I don't want to simplify it, but growing up on a farm is something I didn't do. There's a lot of questions I have about farming because I grew up in the quote unquote city, and there are some funny stories that we may talk about.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go there.
Oh boy.
But then also your music career. You have been a musician for how long, roughly?
49 years professionally, like getting paid to do gigs.
Yeah.
So yeah, a long time.
Been around the block. And I think, between the farm and your homestead is basically in this area that we're at, right?
I have never moved 15 miles from where I grew up.
Wow.
Within 50-mile radius.
So
15.
I'm guessing between the farm, the lifestyle, growing up in this area and you being a band, I'm assuming that's why everybody knows who John Farber is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Been doing it a long time.
I remember there was a gig a couple of years ago at a bar that we walked into, and I walked into the bathroom and it said,
Oh boy.
above the urinal.
Nice.
I'm taking a leak, and above the urinal is a picture of my wife, which first of all was really weird, but it was also of the band, and it said "Just Us" featuring John Farber.
Oh yeah, I still hear about that one.
As you should. As you should. It's like, really? I don't think that's what the band is called. But
so about that, a funny story. May I interrupt?
Please. That's what this is all about.
I'm not going to say the band's name, but it was a guy's name and the whatever was the name of the band.
Mm-hmm.
And the bar we were at had a poster out front with the name of this band featuring John Farber. And the guy's name that was in the band, or his name of the band, was not happy with that. Like, went in and scolded the bar owner for putting my name on there instead of his.
So this isn't the first time featuring John Farber.
That's correct.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird because my wife's picture was on a poster in front
Right.
of me.
Now that would be weird.
But I have to admit, I did crack up featuring John Farber because that was like, just, I know you guys, the band was very close and you all get along very well, but with John Farber that actually was pretty comical to me. So.
Yeah. And that poster was hanging out front of that bar. I know which one you're talking about. And your wife comes in smiling. She goes, "Do I get to play in the band with you today?" I'm like, whatever. It's not my idea to advertise gigs that way. Just let it be known.
Well, the funny thing is I may have a copy of that poster downstairs in the studio. It may show its head again at some point, but yeah, interesting. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? I mean, what was life growing up on? Well, we'll get into that more specifically, but just an overview.
Sure.
Where'd you grow up and kind of what'd you do?
Yeah, well, I was born a very young farm boy near Winstead, Minnesota, on a very small dairy farm. I was number 6 in a family of 8. And at that time, my father, who also had his own band, had a small dairy farm. He milked 30 cows, and so my life growing up was till I was 12 was on a dairy farm and working. I mean, I wanted a farm, and I was with my dad all the time, bugging him. What are we going to do next, Dad? Just followed him around the yard because I wanted a farm.
That was your thing.
That was my thing.
Now, again, I'm going to play ignorance in a lot of this episode just because I simply do not know. Is 30 head of, is that a lot? Is that
in 1970? It was average.
Okay, so not big,
now it's
but not
unheard of. Right?
Big
So
or small?
there's non-existent. They're all big.
Okay,
No,
all
yeah.
commercial.
Yeah, I mean not all, but getting there.
Okay.
Yep.
And is that because, and we're going to rabbit hole all over the place here. Is that just because the money just isn't there for the smaller farmers?
Correct. Yep. The only way they can make it work is to get. There's such a small margin per cow, air quote, that you just got to keep expanding to make it cash flow.
So it's bulk, honestly.
I'm sorry?
It's bulk.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But back then, that was about average.
Correct. Yep.
So when you were a small boy, what kind of chores did you have? I mean, what were your responsibilities growing up?
Like so cows are lined up in a stanchion barn where they each have their own stall. So put feed in front of them. When Dad would milk, we did not have a bulk tank. It was carry it and put it in milk cans. So he would dump the milk into a pail in the barn, and I would carry it into the milk room, they called it, is where the milk cans were, and pour it through a strainer into a can.
Are those rooms refrigerated or anything like that? Or they're just
The rooms aren't, but then there'd be a cooler that you put these cans in to keep them cool, which basically back then it just cooled with cold water. You just ran cold water over the cans.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Those cans I'm picturing what I would call antique cans now.
Right.
But are they kind of those big, tall, aluminum looking ones?
Yep.
With two
I'm
handles on the
thinking
side?
are they 10 gallons or 15? I remember. But yeah, handle on each side.
I mean, not to sound disrespectful, but I think we had one with a plant sticking out of it.
Yep.
growing
We
up.
have one at our house,
Okay.
and Patty will put a plant on top of it once in a while. So.
I'll take a picture of it next time I'm
Yeah.
there. And how old were you when you were running these pails? I mean,
10, 11, 12.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you have any chores like early on, like when you were 5, 6 kind of thing, or were you just
Not
survived?
that I can recall. I had four older siblings or four older brother siblings that would, be out there
That's right.
helping.
I kind of forget that you had
Right.
older guys that were doing
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
too.
Yep.
So, how many boys are in your family?
6,
And then how many?
2 girls.
Okay, girls. Did they have chores
Yep.
like that? What kind of
Yep. So
chores did girls have?
my older sister would I mean, I don't recall.
Right.
I have a horrible memory, but I know one thing she would do, and I think it would be maybe like twice a week. She would have to go into the milk house and thoroughly scrub the milking equipment and clean everything.
Keep everything clean.
Yep. Yep.
So 10, 12, you're out doing the milk hauling of the cows. I mean, I'm just going to make an assumption at some point you started milking them yourself.
Nope. Because
Oh.
when I was 12, my dad sold the cows
Okay.
and just crop farmed.
Oh, so you
Which-
changed.
We did.
Okay.
We did, which was a very happy day because cows are twice a day, 365 a year, So once the cows were gone, it was like a new life. It's like you didn't have that everyday commitment.
There so I had a friend in college and she reminded me once that cows have to be milked 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But when their family went on vacation, they would have agreements with neighbor farmers and they would come over and milk their cows and vice versa. Did you guys have arrangements like that growing up?
Yeah, it's hard I can't really recall that,
Okay.
but my grandfather, my dad's dad, was a farmer as well. So my thought would probably be that he helped out with that. But that being said, we never went on vacation because we didn't have any money,
Oh.
So
That answers that
Right.
question then. I mean,
Yeah.
really. So it was I can imagine it's quite a change if you're going from having to get up every single day at 5 or whatever it
Right.
was, and then now you're crop farming.
Right.
Was it like a financial reason you guys switched over? I mean, because you were talking about cows, not the money wasn't quite there individually.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was as much financially as it was just a different way of life, an easier way of life. My dad played in the band as well
Mhm.
when he was milking cows. So he would literally milk the cows at night. And sometimes my mom would have to finish up so he could get to his 9 to 1 gig,
Yeah.
right? And then he gets home at 2 a.m. He's up at 6 o'clock milking cows the next morning,
Ooh.
Yeah. And he raised his family that way. If he wouldn't have had the band, he wouldn't have been able to farm,
Oh, wow.
It-
So really, for your dad at least, musicianship, being in a band was out of even necessity. It was a job. It wasn't just fun money.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Which will, as this conversation goes on later, will be the exact same way it was for Patty and I when we first got married.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting, because we look at it. I mean, we obviously use, my wife's, gig money as income, but
Yeah.
I don't think we would go bankrupt if she stopped playing.
Well, you make adjustments.
Right. Absolutely. So, fast forward, when did you start playing music?
Yeah. So I probably I probably picked up a guitar at the age of 14.
Okay.
My older brother, Steve, played guitar very well and sang, and he was a big influence. And I was like, man, I knew I could sing at a young age. I was singing at 8, 10 years old in the barn, along with, the radio station, all the country songs. So yeah, I wanted to learn how to play guitar. So I bought, or there was a how-to book in the house that I opened it up and it showed me how to play chords and just taught myself how to play guitar.
Wow. So you literally taught yourself out of a book.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And was this like acoustic guitar?
Yep.
I mean,
6-string acoustic rhythm guitar. Just
I don't know if I've
you put
ever,
you get frustrated, and any guitar player will tell you this. You put your fingers on the strings the first time, and it just does not sound good because you can't get your fingers clean on each string, right? So it just sounds like this ain't ever going to work. But you just stay at it, and eventually it starts to sound like something.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything but a bass or an upright bass in your hands.
Oh, yeah. Now, correct, but I was in a number of bands where I played 6-string.
Oh, really?
Yep. Not the whole time, but switch off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's around. All right, so early years, 14-ish, you're getting into music, starting to learn how to play, having a little fun, still working. Well, now you're working on a crop farm.
Correct. Yep.
So kind of bring us through to
Yep.
like your adulthood.
Yep. So yeah, working on a crop farm. So, get the crops planted in the spring. And then, at the time we would do what they call cultivating them as they're growing, where you run a machine in between the rows to pull the weeds out. So that was during the summer, and then you just wait till harvest. But where I grew up, I had neighbors that still milked cows. So they hired me to, when they bale hay, just baled hay all summer at $1.50 or $2 an hour back in 1975, let's say.
So you're throwing square bales when you were
Yep.
a teenager?
Yep. A lot. Yeah. I had like three different neighbor farmers that I worked for.
Wow. And this was like 14, 15, like those early
I would,
ages?
14 through high school.
Okay.
I did that. But so one of the neighbors that I baled hay for, and I got to be good friends with him. His name is Tom. Also played guitar and sang. So at the age of 14, 15, we would get together either at his place or at my place, and we both played 6-string. And he had a great voice, but he couldn't harmonize, and I could. So we just did this for a couple of years, and we just kind of had this chemistry that we just knew where everybody was going. So, and we blended really well together vocally. So it's like, eventually it's like, we should start a band. One of us needs to learn how to play bass guitar, and I don't think it's going to be you, so I'll do it. So I did.
Well, you were the one that said somebody needs to.
Right. One of us has to learn how to play bass.
And it's not going to be you.
Right. I don't see you doing it. So I did it. And yeah, so then he and I started a band, and it's kind of evolved from there.
So how old were you when you started this band?
Yeah, so my first paid gig was the Bicentennial, July 4th, 1976, in the Lester Prairie Bicentennial Parade.
You even remember this?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure that was my first paid gig. It's the first paid one I can recall. Yeah.
Wow. Now, one thing I want to get back to just a second, and then I'll jump right back to the music. But so when your dad sold the cows and you guys switched from, a dairy farm, if you will, to a crop farm, you had said earlier that you were, it seemed like you were kind of an excited kid that was really looking forward to being a farmer. Were you sad, disappointed when Dad switched over, or did it really matter? It was still farming, but it was just different. And what?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed farming, but I really wanted to drive tractor. That was, that's what I wanted to do. It's like the cattle were like, yeah, whatever, but
so crop farming was good then.
Yeah, crop farming was great. I got to drive tractor. At 12 years old, I was driving tractor.
So not only were you not disappointed, you were probably
excited. Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
Well, that's interesting. I'm glad I asked that clarifying question, because I wouldn't have. I guess I would have thought you would have been a little disappointed, but now that you've explained it, I'm like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. So, all right. So July 4th, you're finally in a paid gig. Is it kind of like I can't believe they're paying me to do this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it was one of those things where I knew my dad was getting paid to do gigs. And I mean, we were, so 76, I was 15 years old. We could sing. Our guitar playing wasn't the greatest, but, we were good enough to get paid, I guess. We were good enough to earn it and not feel guilty about taking the money. And I don't remember. It was probably, we probably got paid $25 each, something like that. I don't know.
Now, at this point, is it just you and the one other guy?
So that particular gig, we had a drummer who was also a neighbor, and then another guitar player who was also a neighbor.
So you had a full band, essentially.
Kind of. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So what? Three guitar, two guitars, one bass, and am I counting that right?
Yeah. At that time, Ed, I had not yet played bass.
okay.
So I was playing sixth string if memory serves. You're testing my memory here
That's good.
today, Michael.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
It is.
And I'm testing my questions, make sure they're.
You're doing well. I'll tell you when you're out of line.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
And then we'll pause the recording
Yeah.
and you'll yell at me. You'll use mean words.
Yeah, and we'll start over.
So, kind of tell me how that progressed from this parade to, if you're, what was it? You said you were like 15 at that time?
At that time, yeah.
Are you starting to go into bars to play?
So not at 15, I would say, we probably just played little neighborhood parties or whatever for another year or so. But by the time I was a junior, which would be 16, 17, Tom and I had a different drummer from a guy that he went to school with. And then we also added a guitar player from the neighboring town. And that band was called Sunstorm. Lasted a couple of years probably. And actually we were kind of popular in the area.
Mhm.
We had a decent sound again because we could sing well. But yeah, bars at 17. There would be a couple of them, where the bar owner wanted to hire us, but they had to make sure one of our parents were there to supervise or whatever.
I was just going to ask, how did that go down? I
Yeah.
understand rules were much more flexible back
Right,
in the day.
right.
too.
Right.
But I'm like, wow, man, 17 in a bar. I don't know how that would go over, but it obviously went.
Yes.
So, and we can talk about this later, but I just kind of want to do the kind of the wow factor right now. If you were to, maybe you don't even have to guess, maybe you know, but how many bands do you think you've been associated with in your tenure?
So when you say associated with, are you talking about like playing with regularly?
Yeah, like I'm a part of this band. I realize
Yeah.
you can be a hired gun every once in a while. I understand that, but like, this is my
Yeah,
this is my-
probably not as many as what you might think, but I would say 7 to 10, something
Okay.
like that. if
And
I added
then
them
and
up.
then I guess for people who are listening, a hired gun, at least that's what I've heard it called.
Yeah.
It's kind of when
Fill in.
You
Band
get a-
needs a bass player, go fill in.
you get a phone call saying, "Hey, man, my guy's sick or he's not available. Can you play?"
Yep.
And I'm assuming you probably did this. Well, you still do it, right? I mean, you
Actually, yeah, I probably haven't started doing that, or I didn't start doing that until maybe 15 years ago.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't really a part of your normal.
Right. And mostly because, before that 15 year or the last 15 years, I was playing pretty much all the time and would not have been available,
Mhm.
Type thing. And then also, I've just gotten to learn so many songs and gotten more able to just fill in without having to, really learn the songs and step in and play.
Well, you seem
Basically.
to know about every song.
It's like if it's a classic country song and if I've heard it, I can play it usually. So
I don't see you looking at sheets very often. You're just kind of dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
back there. Is that a good one? Like dum dum dum.
it can be whatever you want it to be. Mike.
Oh, what a nice way of saying that was dumb. So you talked about earlier one of your brothers had played guitar. Did you have any other influences growing up? I mean, you mentioned your dad played. So what was that like? I mean, what was that?
Yeah, so he played in a polka band. I've never wanted to play in a polka band, but
That's a good mark for you. I'm glad you never wanted
Yeah.
to play in a polka band.
yeah. Although I have filled in with polka bands, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, the dad's music didn't influence me, but the concept was. I like the concept, And my brother Steve as well. He's 11 years older than me, and I just remember him being in bands when he was in his early 20s, and I'm like, yeah, that's really cool, And then there was a guy that played guitar and sang in the area. His name was George Tyson. Back in the day, he played in local bars, and it was just fun to go watch him play. And he was classic country, and that's my genre. So I don't know if he influenced me. Again, just the concept of what he was doing was, I thought, really cool.
Did you ever get to play with your dad?
Oh, he wouldn't let me.
Oh, really?
No, I wouldn't play it right.
Ah.
No, I did. He would have. So he played accordion, right? So on the right hand is the keys, left hand are the bass notes. So I can't really play bass when he's trying to play it. It clashes, and a couple of times, if I was playing with him or something and it didn't sound right, he'd look over at me and just nod his head no. It's like, don't. Just
that was enough.
Drop out.
that was enough, right? And back in that day,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he even had to like shake his head. I'm surprised just eye contact alone didn't speak.
You're probably right. That's probably all it was.
I know how it was with my dad. He'd look at me. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, so did you ever play with Steve in a band?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So the band I just talked about when I was 17, 18 was called Sunstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after I graduated from high school in 1979, that dates me. I am old.
Yep. I was just a baby.
Careful, Mike. There's people older than me that might listen to this. Don't be offending us. Anyway,
sorry.
So after I graduated, there was a very popular band in the area, 50s show band called Elvis and the Traveling Grease Band. They broke up. And their drummer was like following Tom and I around and really liked us. And we're like, hey, we should, maybe we should up our game a little bit and see if Mike wants to drum with us. And he did. And so then I asked my brother Steve if he'd want to start a band with us as well. And he was an excellent singer and harmonizer as well. So we did, and that band was called Showdown. And Showdown went from about 79 to 84. And it was a country, it was top 40s country. That's right when the movie Urban Cowboy came out. And we took off. And then we added a lead guitar player probably a year later or so. Very popular. Huge popular. Like packed every bar in the area. And a lot of fun.
I was going to say that
a lot of late nights.
That has to be a rush when you pack a room.
It was. I mean, I'm 19 years old and we're in a bar and it's jam packed. It is. It's a rush. It's fun.
Did you ever think or consider or have aspirations that would led to like a national act?
I've never had the aspirations to go on the road, to be on a national artist or whatever. I've just never had that aspiration. It was funny. My son Matt lives out in Los Angeles, and he knows some really, really excellent musicians. He's in the music industry out there, and he knows guys. One of his best friends has toured with Dwight Yoakam, and I've had the privilege of gigging with Brian out there in L.A. And I don't know how the conversation came up, but he just told me that if I would have wanted to back in the day, that I had the talent level to be able to go on the road with a national artist and play bass for him and sing harmonies. And it's like, just hearing that satisfied me. Yeah. Well, I didn't have to do it, but
flattering.
The fact that I could have done it, knowing that I could have done it, it's good enough for me.
Now Brian, is that the same guy that had his house
correct
lost
yep
recently?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Brian Whelan.
Yeah, that's is he, I mean, total sidebar conversation.
Yeah.
Is he doing okay?
Yep. They're renting a house close to where their house burned. I don't know if they're going to rebuild or which way they're going, but yeah, he's a studio musician and he's staying really busy, so they're doing good.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this great show going on, doing top 40 covers, packing the house.
Yep.
How long? You said that was like.
That was 84? Probably. I stayed in the band till 83. I got out in 83 because I could kind of see it. I mean, we played it a lot of bars, but they were all within a 30-mile radius, and I could just kind of see it fading a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm done with this band. So I left and started another one.
So you could keep secrets, and I'm okay with that. But I'm picturing, at least from TV and stuff, that sometimes bands that are that popular, that big, if you will, can get a little wild. Was there like a lot of chaos behind the scenes, or was it a pretty steady? I'm thinking like the wild parties, drinking,
Yeah, I mean,
weed, whatever it was.
yeah. I mean, we didn't do drugs at all. Never, none of the bands that I've ever been in. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure one or two did it,
that of.
but it wasn't an issue on stage ever,
Right.
So, we were, we drank on stage, but we never would like get out of control.
Nobody was stumbling and forgetting their words.
Usually not.
I'm not even going to go down that trail. I'm just going to leave it alone.
We were young, man.
Let me just say it this way. Did you ever forget your words?
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I want to leave that alone.
Make them up.
Fake it till you make it.
Sing the same verse 3 times, whatever you got to do. Nobody notices usually, so.
They're probably just as drunk.
Right. What do you mean just as?
Oh man. So that last 84. So at what point did you meet your wife? I mean, because she is I think the one thing that we forget is your spouse, Patty, because you've said her name. She gets brought into this at some point, right? Because you guys get married. And
Yep. So we'll get back into the farming part of it. So we actually knew each other in grade school. She went to a private parochial school in Mayer and was friends with my cousin. So there'd be times when she would stay at her house and I would just see her randomly.
By the way, before we go any further, because I want to make this very clear,
yeah,
I absolutely adore your wife. She's one of my favorite humans to hang out with.
Yeah. Well, thank you. She's pretty sweet.
And she puts up with you.
Right? Right? Yeah, exactly.
No, we love hanging out with you guys. You guys are two of our favorite people.
Well, the same.
So anyway, let's get back into business here.
Yep. So anyway, she's so I've known her my whole life. I think maybe in 8th grade, we had a little thing for each other at the Carver County Fair. We went at the parking lot and made out for a half hour. And then you got a sound bite there?
Oh,
come on, hit the right one, Mike.
I have to.
Which one is it?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was about as good as I got.
Yep. Yep. We were out in the parking lot.
Or better yet.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
John's making out with Patty in 8th grade.
Yep.
The Carver County Fair.
So that relationship at that time lasted about a half hour.
Of course. Yeah.
So then we actually went to high school together. She's a year younger than me. She was and still is really good best friends with my sister, Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
So the band Showdown I mentioned, we were playing at a place in Rockford, Minnesota called Country West. Probably I would say it was like December of 1980. Patty had just graduated high school the previous spring and now was going to beauty school to be a hairdresser. And Patty and Lynn were at Country West as well. At that time, I believe the drinking age was 18 for a short time. Anyway, they were there. Patty thought I looked cute on stage and took me home that night to my parents' house. Patty always tells this story, so we go in the house. We're just laying on the couch in our living room.
Do I need to get the bleep button ready?
No. This is a funny story.
Okay.
We're laying on the sofa in my living room, and my parents' bedroom is on one side of the living room, and our only bathroom on our small little farmhouse is on the other side of the living room. So if someone wants to use the restroom from my parents' bedroom, they need to walk through the living room. So I don't know what time it is. It's 3, 4 in the morning. We didn't get home till 3 because it's a 9 to 1 gig, right? So we're just laying on the couch or whatever, and my dad walks through the living room in his whitey tighties, and my wife, or my Patty at the time, was embarrassed and as was he.
I'm sure he probably did not
So-
expect that one.
But the funny thing is like, so Patty would be at our house like all through high school with my sister Lynn, and
So they already knew each other, of course, because of your sister.
right. Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
meeting Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
And his
So,
boxer
and my
shorts.
dad
Okay.
teased me all through high school. He's like, John, you should date Patty Hazy. She's really cute. I'm like, Dad, I know. She doesn't know me from Adam. It's like,
And now
whatever.
look at you.
So yeah, so Dad was very happy when we started dating. I think I won him over with that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where we started dating, was 19
All right. So you're
1980.
seniors at least. I mean, if not a little older. Well, yeah, you said she was going to
She
school,
had
so-
just graduated. I was 19.
Okay.
Yep.
So you waited late.
I just waited. I just waited for Patty.
So she was the aggressor, huh?
Yep.
You like the word
Yep.
that I choose?
Yep.
Aggressor?
She was. Yep. For sure. For sure. Oh, I was going to say something related to that.
Oh, that's all right. We'll
All right.
come back to it.
Yep.
So you guys, you're in this band that's packing houses, Showdown.
Yep.
Now you're dating your girl,
Yep.
and you're kind of moving forward here. Let's talk about what did you do for, because it sounds like gigging, playing music was not your full-time job. What were you doing? What was your main gig? Not gig, but what was your main job at that point?
I actually was a bum.
Oh, okay.
I lived with my parents, and I was making good money in this band, so I didn't do nothing else. It was like we were playing 3-4 nights a week,
Well, that's kind of
and
nice.
it was a decent income, and I had
So it was your full-time gig at that point.
it was.
Okay.
I mean, I might have had a couple other part-time jobs just to give me something to do, but yeah, that was
So at what point did you become a milkman?
okay. So we're
mean, I don't wanna-
jumping way ahead here.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Let's not jump too
So-
far ahead then.
So Patty and I dated, broke up for a few months, but then got back together. We got married in the fall of 1982, and her father was a big dairy farmer. So now, and I wanted to farm. I still wanted to farm, and my dad, his farm wasn't big enough to support 2 families. So we moved over to her parents' farm in a trailer house, and I started milking cows again at the age of 21.
And you had experience. I mean,
Well,
you were young, but
I was young, but yeah, I mean, I knew the farm life, and it's like I was all for it. It's like I hated school. And I'm going to back up a little bit again. There's no way I was going to college because I hated high school so bad. I couldn't wait till the last day of school and get out of there.
oh wow, okay.
And all I wanted to do was play music and farm. That's what I wanted to do. And that's what I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's how it shook out.
Yep, that's what I did. So we got married in 82, moved on to a dairy farm. We were milking 100 cows.
So Patty's parents had 100 cows.
Correct.
Okay, so
Yep.
now we're going
Yep.
into a lot.
Yeah, we're going big time. This is 1982. So 100 cows back then now it's nothing, but back then it was good size. And then fast forward to 1992, I was still there farming, and we went up to 250 cows
Oh,
at
okay.
that time. So back to when we got married, it was in the early 80s, and the farm economy was horrible. Interest rates were 18%, and my father-in-law had a lot of money borrowed, and it was literally living milk check to milk check.
What do you mean by like 18%?
18%
loans?
interest rate on loans.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and I'm not trying to dive into his specifics, but I'm trying to understand. So, any dairy operation, what are you getting loans for? What kind of
A lot of times it's just operating loans. You got to put a crop in the spring, so you need to buy the seed, you need to buy the fertilizer, you need to buy the herbicide, insecticide.
are those generally like short-term loans?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So you borrow it in spring, pay it off in fall.
Okay, and that's fairly normal.
Yep.
I mean, I've heard
Yep.
people even now mention
Yep.
that.
Yeah, but then like for, if you want to buy more cows, or if you want to buy an extra parcel of land, or if you want to buy some farm equipment,
Okay.
you're borrowing money.
All right. So 18%, yeah. I mean, it almost feels like that's where we're at today, but I know we're not literally,
Right.
but I mean,
Right.
we're all concerned about interest rates right now.
So anyway, there wasn't. I mean, there's enough work there for both of us, but there wasn't enough money
Mm.
for both of us. I mean, I randomly got paid, but I needed the band. I needed the band, and Patty needed her haircuts
Mhm.
to pay the monthly payments
So
that we
you're
had.
so you're working on the dairy farm. I'm assuming it, when you said 100 to up to 250 at one point, that's a lot of time
Yeah.
to take care of that, I imagine. So then you're gigging on the side. Patty's doing the hairstyle, hair cutting stuff, and that's kind of where you said that statement earlier that you needed that income.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep. For sure.
gotcha.
For sure.
For sure, typical Minnesotan.
Oh yeah.
So how did that first band? Because you said you left in like '83. I think
Yep.
you said.
Yep.
Because you kind of saw it fizzling or kind of
Yep.
slowing down. What did you do after that? Because you still need to gig,
Let's start another band.
just like that.
Just like that. But I probably didn't miss a weekend.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is there at this time, because we're talking, what, 80s? I'm assuming.
Yep. It would have been. Yep. This would have been about 84, 83, 84.
I mean, are there a lot of bands just floating around
Yep.
in this area?
Back then there was. Yeah.
Was there?
Yep.
Because there doesn't. I mean, there is, but there isn't
Correct.
now.
Right.
I mean, I kind of see the same names. I mean, actually, the band you guys are in now,
Right.
Just Us seems to, be one of the, I don't want to say bigger ones, but more recognizable ones
Right.
around now.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say back then it was just, there was just more local bands,
Okay.
and more venues to play at.
Oh, really?
Seemed like then
Are there
now.
less venues today?
It seems that way.
Okay.
It's different today because, now there's breweries. The time, thank you, Lord, the time of the gigs have changed. It used to be 9 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since COVID, it's a lot of, 7 to 10 and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
is awesome for older folks like myself.
I was going to say, I don't like staying up late either. So, no, I get it. So, kind of bring me up to the next step in the story.
Yep. So
Start another band.
Yep. Started another band. We had our two boys in 1984 and 1988. So started another band in 83, I think it was called Legacy. Lasted a couple years. My late brother-in-law, Steve, was in that one with me. It was a good band, but we really didn't have any flair. The urban cowboy thing had done gone.
Mm-hmm.
So we were together a couple, 3 years, and it just kind of fizzled. And then, and again, I was the one that probably said, that's enough of that one. So then I kind of brought, in 1987, brought Showdown back together, or some of us anyway, 3 of us.
Did you come back with the same name?
We did at first.
Okay.
But so we were trying to play top 40 country. It was not that popular. And so we just had this idea to let's play some oldies. So we started playing 50. We'd start out our gig with a set of country, and then the rest of the night would be 50s and 60s. And people loved it. So we changed our name from Showdown to Grease and did a 50s and 60s show.
Like Grease, the musical?
Spelled that way, but not the music of it.
Right.
But 50s and 60s rock and roll. And it took off. We were very popular.
Please tell me you wore leather jackets or something cool like that.
Patty will tell you we didn't have really cool outfits. In fact, Zubas were in back then. We went with Zubas.
What?
Right?
What? Oh,
there's pictures.
man.
I'll show you the pictures next time you're over. Yep.
I need to see those.
Oh, yeah. We went with Zubas and a T-shirt and a sport coat.
Were they black and white Zubas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
brutal.
Yeah. Footwear of our choice, though. I think I went with the blue high tennies lace-ups.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Picture
good,
that.
good music, terrible style.
Yep. Yep. And seriously, and actually, my brother Dave was in that band, and we just had a ton of fun because it was more of a show thing. I mean, people danced too, but I mean, we put on a show, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's great.
So yeah, so that was 87 to 92. And in 92, we expanded our farm from 100 cows to 250 cows. So I backed out of the music business for a couple of years.
Oh,
Kind of focused on farming and raising boys. And that's probably the only break I've really had in my music career was
Okay.
a couple of years off.
okay.
Yep. And then in 1995, we started a band called High Horse, top 40 country, 90s country.
You seem to keep gravitating back to that top 40.
Yeah.
Is that just because that's what seems to grab people, or I mean, why do you? I guess my question is, why do you keep going back to top 40?
Because that's what people wanted to hear,
Okay.
like in the Showdown days during the Urban Cowboy thing. And then the 90s country thing actually country started getting popular again with new artists.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I'd listen to.
yeah.
And then
I mean, you got Diamond Rio and Black Hawk and Desert Rose Band in Alabama, and that's what we did. We did vocal stuff, harmony stuff. And High Horse was also a very popular band, filled the bars.
And how long did High Horse last?
We played full time for 5 or 6 years, and then we'd still play 2-3 times a year for another 3-4 years, probably about till 2005 or so. And then one of the guys moved away, and brother Dave had a full time business. He's growing, and so
Just natural.
Yep.
I mean, it happens.
Yep.
What were we talking earlier? New chapter.
Yeah.
It's a new chapter.
Yep. So in the middle of the High Horse years, 1997, we're still on the dairy farm, but it wasn't going great. It was a ton of work. We were huge in debt, and Patty and we had 2 boys, in grade school and middle school, and we just made the decision. You know what? We got to be done. We got to get out of here. We can't do this the rest of our lives. It's with family, and I think it was just a fact. And I loved them, and I do love them, but it's like, if we want to keep this love relationship, we got to get out of here, because it was just a lot of stress. So
I could see that, especially when money gets involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And difference of opinion and how to do things and stuff. And it's like, rather than argue it, let's just, I don't want to say take the coward way out, but I think it was the right thing to do at the time for us.
You're saving your family.
Saving my family, it was with Patty's family. So, saving that whole relationship thing. And
and that's what I mean. Globally,
correct.
The larger family,
Yep.
not the literal blood.
And they were, and her dad and parents were awesome about it. They totally got it and understood. There was no hard feelings at all. In fact, I continued to go back and work there during harvest, for years after that. So then in 97, we moved into Watertown, Minnesota, in town. It's the only time we ever lived in town, and got our boys through high school. Then, yep.
And then, okay, where's the milkman come in?
Yep. So got off the farm in 97. I framed houses for the summer of 97, which I'm so thankful for, because it just taught me a lot of things about
I had no idea
about building stuff, which will come in handy a few years down the road from there,
Well, wait, with your current house, I
Correct.
would imagine.
Yeah. So did that. Went back and worked at a big dairy for 4 or 5 months, till I found the right job. So then, in the fall of 1998, Meyer Brothers Dairy out of Wayzata. Can I say that? I just did. They're no longer in existence.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
So that place.
I had applied there like a year earlier and never heard nothing, but randomly, like a year later, the guy calls me and said, "Hey, are you still interested in a job?" And I said, "Yeah." And it was a great paying job, great benefits. I'd never had benefits ever. We were always paying medical insurance out of our pocket.
Right.
This is really sweet. So I went there. The first year I worked there, I delivered to schools, and then a home delivery milk route opened up, Mike.
Is that good?
Yeah, it was good.
Why?
Home delivery milk route. It's the best gig I ever had. Sorry, current job. But it's just, it was early mornings. I mean, it was 3:30. I'd be out the door, get the milk truck loaded. But it was commission based, so build your own route. And I was fortunate enough that a route opened up in my hometown, Watertown.
Oh, there you go.
So, and I knew a lot of people, so I gained a lot of customers and did really, really well as a milkman delivering door to door, and met a lot of awesome people that I'm still friends with to this day. So that I worked at Meyer Brothers from 98 until 2012. They got bought out.
Oh, well, you worked there for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. So actually the door-to-door milkman thing ended in 2008. And then I went back to delivering to schools and stores and drove semi around the area and the cities and good times. But then in 2012, the company totally sold out. And I had to find a job.
It was one of those things.
Yep.
Got bought out. Sorry,
Yep.
you're done.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep. But what's amazing though, Mike, is like in all these different jobs I've had over the years, it could just so much see how God was instrumental in putting me in each one, and the things that Patty and I both benefited from them.
Well, there's a time and a season and a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And I don't think I ever really stressed a lot about switching jobs or careers because I knew God was in control, and if you know that, and it makes it a lot easier.
It helps. It certainly helps. Yeah, it was. It's. I'm just thinking of somebody I interviewed, last week, and a lot of anxiety can be taken away, with when you know that somebody else is in control.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
No doubt.
So, and there's a bunch of milkman jokes I could say, but I'm just gonna spare it because I like you.
Unfortunately, Mike, I don't really have any good stories to tell either. So.
Really? That is terrible.
Right?
There's got to be some good jokes in there. Milkman, I mean, okay, so you're delivering to schools. I'm imagining it's the little cartons of
Correct.
milk, right?
Yep.
That we all had to fold and make them into pointy arrows.
Yep.
Is it gallons of milk for home delivery? Or
gallons or half gallons, and then we also did, butter and eggs and cheese and cottage cheese.
I didn't realize that.
All this other stuff too.
Okay.
Anything dairy related.
Is that even a thing anymore?
There's a few independent guys out there that do it. Yep.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
Well, my wife's mom had an in-home daycare, and I think they got delivered. But I mean, again, we're talking 30 years ago.
Yeah, good chance it was my brothers.
Huh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to ask.
Yeah, you should ask them.
Were they one of the bigger ones in there?
Yep. They were all over the Twin Cities.
Oh, well then, yeah, most likely. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine. Interesting. All right, let's keep moving forward here because I want to go from music from some farm life questions. But where's your music journey at this point? In your life. I mean, you lost your. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Where did you go when the milk job cleaned up?
Oh, okay. So now we're in 2012. My friend Ted, who I went to high school with, it was the fall. So that's summer. So Meyer Brothers got bought out in the spring. And I got, they kind of paid me with some severance through August, but I also worked just random stuff just because I can't sit still. Plus making dual income, it kind of was nice at the time. Farmer Ted, local here, went to high school with, great guy, great Christian man, family, needed someone to haul some grain, and I had my CDL. So I hauled grain for him that fall and helped him with harvest in the fall of 2012, I think. And then he offered me a full-time salaried farmhand position. And I'm still a farmer at heart, So I did it. And he was a crop farmer as well as cattle, a lot of cattle. Worked there from 2012 until 2000, January of 2000. So 8 years.
From when? From 2012 to
2020. Sorry.
20. Oh no, I'm in my head. I'm just trying to add up the years in my head.
So 8 years. I was there 8 years.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And again, God orchestrated. I was supposed to be there. He was supposed to be in my life. I was supposed to be in his. He looked back and it's like really cool type thing, And then if you want to blend the band stuff into that, or where are you going?
Well, let's finish up your work wise, because you left there, because I know
Yep.
you're not there now.
Right.
Where did you end up after that? And then we'll back into the
Yep.
band.
So in 2020, and that's where I'm at currently. A very good friend of mine, CEO of a national surveying and engineering firm, and he had a position open up in Howard Lake as their fleet. They needed a fleet manager type person, which involves a lot of computer stuff, which I'm still working on that part of it, as well as a lot of
5 years
travel.
later.
Yeah, so we're a nationwide company, so a lot of travel delivering survey trucks around the country. Again, the CEO, Paul, was known him, and I've known him for a long time. And another thing that was just God orchestrated the way I got this job that I have now is pretty sweet.
I would imagine the timing, and maybe I'm adding my own commentary in here, but the timing is, I mean, your farm life probably isn't easy physically, and you're, I mean this with all due respect, but you're getting older, and
No,
that has to come into play at some point, doesn't it?
it's funny, and that's part of the God orchestration part of it. Is so the fall of 2019, I was in my current band, Just Us. Plus, I was in another band called South 40 and filling in for a couple. So I'm playing a lot. And harvest that year was really late on the farm. And the worship director at our church had resigned. So I'm filling in as worship director. I'm juggling 3 bands. And I'm trying to get this late harvest done. And I'm just trashed come November. And Patty says, John, you gotta find something else. And backing up a little bit, I did back out of a couple bands like in September of that fall, but it still was a lot. And she goes, you got to find something else. And my friend Paul, we had gone out to dinner, and he asked me how it was going, and I told him what I just told you. And he goes, on his way home from taking us out to dinner, he just told his wife, that job that we have in Howard Lake as fleet manager would be the perfect job for John. Mm. And a month later, the position opened up, and he offered it to me.
Really?
And I took it. I go, yeah, I'll do that.
Amen.
Amen.
That is like goosebumpy right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Now, please tell me that the guy who did it before you didn't get fired because of Paul.
No, I mean he had left on his own.
You know what I mean, right?
As far as I know, anyway. So
we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So tell me what. So you've been, and I don't want to go through every single band, of course, but you've been in several bands throughout the years. What has been your longest tenured band, do you think?
My current band.
Oh, current band.
Yeah, Just Us has been together, I guess, probably getting close to 10 now. We're going through a transition right now where we're switching out a couple different members, but your wife and I are still. So I've been in the band with Christine the longest.
Okay.
Of anybody.
So 10
ever.
years. Yeah, I mean, I remember when you guys started playing. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. It was always a dream for her to be in a band.
Sure.
And kind of experience that, and so that's been great. But is 10 years? I mean, I'm asking you based on your experience and what you know. Is 10 years long, or is that average, or how long do bands?
I think it's hard to say. Probably on the longer side, a little more than average type. A lot of bands get together and play a year or two and realize they hate each other and they just break up. But then there's other bands that have been together for years and years and years.
20 years, 30 years.
Right.
Yeah, they've been together.
Right. So, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably average. I don't know.
Well, it's been fun, honestly. It's get to watch you guys, and you obviously have a great chemistry between all the band members. I'm interested in seeing what the flow is going to be here next month, but
it'll still be good. And about that, I mean, I've played in a lot of bands, and I think back now when I started out, well, let me put it this way. So Just Us is very selective in the songs we choose to play because we're all Christians, right? Mm-hmm. So there's songs like, no, we're not playing that. The lyrics are not appropriate,
right?
But there's a lot of secular country songs that are cool and we can play, or rock and roll or whatever, So, but I think back to, Showdown and some of those early bands, and I think back to the songs that I sang. And back then I just sang the songs and didn't even think about what the lyrics were about, and now I listen to the songs. I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I sang that song. It's almost embarrassing. And dear Lord, please forgive me.
Yeah.
And he does.
I was going to say he has.
Yeah.
He has. So, let's go back to so Just Us, I guess. I mean, I give them a little bit of a plug. So you're a 4-piece band.
4-piece band. Yep. Your wife, a drummer, and our new guitar player also plays fiddle, mandolin, harmonica, and a really good singer.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is that? JustUs.fm is their website, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're talking about changing that up. So I actually don't really know the answer to that.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah. On Facebook, it's Just Us Band, and you can find it. Or if you go to my page, you can find it there as well.
Yeah. Wow. Like, find, subscribe, all that other stuff, whatever that is.
You got a free plug.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
Mike.
Well, I'll give you a free plug. Why not? So let's get back into farming, because dumb city boy here, I got a lot of questions. Well, maybe not a lot, but I got a few questions. And maybe you can.
Don't embarrass me, Mike.
Oh, that's the goal. That is the goal here. So, what's a typical? So I want to talk about dairy farm, and I want to talk about crop farm a little bit, because I there's definitely a distinction there based on what you've said. As far as schedules.
Right.
What would a typical dairy farm day look like? And maybe not even for you. Well, yeah, let's say for you. What would a typical dairy farm day look like for you?
Okay, so I'll go back to when we got married and use that as an example.
Sure.
So, my father and I would switch off milking cows. So we'd get up at 4:15 and have the first cows in. We had a milking parlor where the cows come to you. Mm-hmm. So the first cows come in the parlor at 5 o'clock and take 2.5 hours to milk them. The other guy would start feeding the cattle around 6. Be done milking by 7:30. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, do the same thing. Cows
Twice a day.
Twice a day. So be back in the house by 7:30 and 8 o'clock, whoever had to milk that night. And we had 100 milking cows. We also had 100 head of beef cattle or Holstein steers, heifers, which eventually become cows. So we had, 250 head of cattle. They all got to be fed. They all got to be cleaned up after.
Humor my ignorance here. What's a heifer? I mean,
a heifer is a female calf or a pre-cow before they milk.
So, and then a cow is an adult.
A cow is a milking
cow.
Milking cow.
What's the difference between a bull and a steer?
A steer has 0 testicles.
Oh, they've been clipped.
They've been clipped. They've been snipped. Okay. Yep. So, and they end up in your freezer as a nice T-bone steak.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then a bull is a breeding male?
You correct.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I'm learning something.
Yep.
I think I had heard those before, but I'm like,
yeah. No, that's not uncommon. It's very, a lot of people will just think any black and white Holstein is a cow, whether it's male or female.
Right.
And
hey, Mom, look at the cows.
Right. A cow is a female.
All right. So milking in the morning, milking in the evening. What's going on during the day?
Cleaning lots. Lots are where they live. Cleaning. If it's a summer, we're making hay. Where we didn't bale a lot of hay, we chopped it and put it in silos. That's all summer long.
That's like stacking it loose, right? Like
yep, in a silo.
Okay.
Yep.
Because what I'm familiar with, I'm familiar with squares, square
right.
bales, and then the big round bales. I've
Correct.
seen those. So another method is loosely stacking it in a silo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You chop it up, you blow it up on top of the silo, and it falls down. And yeah, and then it's like all calves need to be vaccinated. The horns, we dehorned them, we castrated them. We never run out of work.
So what's the point of dehorning
It just makes them less aggressive.
Oh, in theory, it's like snipping a dog, a male.
Sure.
In theory, I suppose. And then the steers, is that to prevent unwanted pregnancies, for lack of better terms, or what's
Yeah.
Why are you
I-
snipping steers?
Now you're getting into something I don't know that I can answer
Okay.
that. Well, I think they um, grow into a better steak, for lack
Oh.
of better terms. Just the way they develop,
Okay.
the muscling and stuff like that.
All right. Something like that. We're gonna go with that
Yeah.
at least. Okay. I had no idea. I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it was a DNA control thing. I don't know. I'm not much of a guy that knows that kind of stuff. As far as how do you keep a dairy farm going? Like, and what I mean by that is like year after year. I mean, do you say, I mean, is the goal always to grow, or to have more?
Not necessarily. So, what keeps a dairy farm growing is so a cow has a calf once a year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's 50-50 chance if it's a male or a female. If it's a male, it's going into the steer lot. If it's a female, you're prepping it to become a dairy cow in 2 years.
Okay.
So that and a cow's life will last 8 to 14 years.
Do
Okay.
cows become steak too?
Hamburger.
Oh, not necessarily steak though.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I'm sure because it's their lifestyle, so
Right.
to speak.
Right. Right.
Such a bad lifestyle.
Yeah.
And just for that,
There you go.
I have always wanted to use my farm sounds, and this
I
is
mean, you've had it before today.
yeah.
Really?
I got like 60 of these things on here, and I've got one panel that's dedicated to farm, and this is probably the one and only time I'm going to be able to use it.
You should do a podcast with a zookeeper.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at all those sounds you could have.
yeah. Because I mean, I got a rooster. I mean, you probably heard the rooster growing up a lot.
Unfortunately, I hear it on my morning walks on Waverly Lake.
Oh, even now?
Yeah.
Oh, that probably brings a trauma response. I won't do that anymore. But okay, so cows do end up being meat at some point. I mean, as far as an edible
Yes.
meat,
Correct.
sometime. And then you're saying the steers are the ones that you really come out to be steaks,
Correct.
in theory.
Yep.
How old? I mean, how long do you have to raise the steers before?
Yeah, good question. 16 months is a
Oh.
short time.
Okay.
So 16 to 26 months.
Only 2 years. I mean, I know.
Did I say 16? Not 16 months. I got to get my brain working. 20 months would
Okay.
be like the earliest time.
Okay. It's like 2 years though,
Yes.
in theory.
Yep. Yep.
So you're always cycling.
Yep.
So whether you're a dairy farm or not, you're also, in theory,
Yep.
a meat producing farm as well. Not
We were. Yeah. And that was a big part of the income was we're selling steers.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. This is the question I've been wanting to.
No, Mike. No, I'm scared.
I love this part because we've already talked about it and you can't avoid it now.
Yep.
How did this happen? How do you keep the cycle going? Are you letting the bull go el natural and just picking his litter, or what's going on there?
You can do it that way. We artificially bred our cows. So, which I eventually was able to do. I went to a slaughterhouse to learn how to artificially inseminate a cow. So you put a sleeve on your left arm. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get a little graphic.
Oh boy.
You asked.
I want it. I just let it out.
Put a sleeve on your left arm, you lube it up, you stick it up the cow's anus, and you feel around for his uterus. And then you grab what do they call them? It's like a long, narrow tube. I can't remember what they call it. It's
Call
been
it
a long
turkey
time.
baster.
Yeah, whatever. And you shove that in, and you got to wiggle it through its uterus, and then you push the plunger and drop the semen in. And so when I went to the stockyards, I could not get, because the cull cows are horrible, right? So cull cows are cows that are going to the slaughterhouse because their reproductive organs don't work, or they don't give any more milk anyway.
And there's no benefit to keeping them on the farm.
Correct.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right. So anyway, I couldn't I couldn't get through one cow. It's like, this ain't going to work. But eventually I went back, and we have healthy cows back home on the farm, and I learned how to do it, and I actually got really, really good at it.
So there's 100,000 questions.
Yeah,
going
let's
through my
not go
head.
anywhere.
No, and I'm not going to go too deep because I think the show is PG, and if I say anything really bad, I think I have to mark it when I publish these things, and I don't want to do that. But are these cows? They're just going to let you stick your arm? They don't
Right.
fight it? I
No.
can't imagine they're not
Well,
fighting.
they got a little different attitude when they're in heat, when they want to get bred. So,
Oh,
come on, baby.
wow.
You asked.
I did. I just didn't think that would be the answer. They just sit
Now,
there.
these are Holstein cows, dairy cows. So dairy cows are a little more calm. If you go into a beef cow, like an Angus black, not so nice.
You have to lock them in, and
And then I've never done it.
Okay.
Artificially bred a beef cow, and never want to because they are mean.
But there's different personalities.
Oh yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
we won't. I don't necessarily need to dive into it, but that is actually really fascinating in a weird way.
Yeah. Well,
So
you're a weird man.
I've been called
But
that.
a nice man.
How long does a pregnancy last for a cow?
Same as us humans.
Oh, is it really?
Yep, 9 months.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So generally, are the cows giving birth in the spring?
Year round.
Oh, it is year round.
Year round. Yep.
Okay.
So Holstein cows.
All right.
Beef cows, yes, spring.
Okay. That's more regulated.
Yes.
Or timed out.
Correct. Yep. And a lot of that is weather related because, like out west or whatever, wicked winters, that's the way they time it out. But dairy cows is year round. So the way it works is a cow will have a calf, and they're right after they call it, they freshen, is what they call it when a cow is a calf. They'll give the most amount of milk in the first 3-4 months after that, and then they'll tail off. And then you want a cow to have a calf once a year. So 3 months after they freshen or have a calf, they get bred back for the next cycle.
Oh, so they're pregnant.
Yep.
A lot. Yeah.
Yep. And then they will, what they call dry up, where they won't milk. They'll be on a dry period for 2 months before they have a calf. Call it a rest period.
So what do you do? So milk farm, you're taking the milk from the cows. What are you giving the calves when they're
born?
Yeah, when they're born.
We actually give them, or gave them, milk. A lot of farmers will use what they call milk replacer, which is fake milk, basically. But we always used the regular milk, because if a cow is treated with penicillin for whatever reason, if they have a sickness, you can't sell that milk.
Oh. Okay.
So we would keep it to the side and feed our calves.
Oh, that's good resource
With it.
management.
Yeah.
I could see that. So you can't sell cow A's milk, but you could put cow A's milk in the
Correct.
barn for a while, and then
Yep. You just got to make sure you keep that milk separate, since there's
Right.
antibiotics in it.
yeah, but they don't care if they're ingesting it.
Correct.
Right.
In fact, it might be helpful for them if there's antibiotics.
I was actually wondering that.
Yeah.
There could probably be some positive side effects
Right.
to that. Interesting. I had no idea. So I think the big question that I have is, have you ever delivered a calf?
I've delivered hundreds of calves. And so a lot, sometimes if a calf is breech, generally the cow can't push it out on its own. So
You're pulling.
I'm pulling it out. Yep.
And how do you know? Are you on watch for these things? How do you know?
You can see if a cow, like, if it's starting to have a calf. We had a separate area where these cows would be, and you can tell by looking at the feet, the way they're angled. Coming out.
Like the cow themselves? Or
No, the feet of the calf coming out of the cow. You can tell the way they're angled is if it's backwards or not.
like back feet, front feet kind of thing?
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
And so there, in theory, you should see the front feet come out first.
Correct. With a cute little nose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, see, this could be really cute or it could be really gross. What was what was the first time of you actually not watching, but you actually physically delivering a calf?
Yeah, I mean, it was, so I watched
Not a big deal.
I watched other people do. I watched my father-in-law do, and I'm like, hey, I can do that. It's cool, you know. And another thing you'd have to look for is like if a cow had a calf, and if the calf was really small,
Mhm.
you're thinking there's got to be another one, you know. So you wait a little bit,
Oh yeah.
and if there's not another one, then you got to go search and find, and that would happen a lot. Where you'd have to reach in quite a ways to find some feet to grab a hold of.
Oh wow. So
Mhm.
they wouldn't necessarily start
Right,
delivering on their own the
Right.
second one.
right, yep.
But again, I'm thinking human twins,
Mm-hmm.
generally a little smaller. That okay, there's your sign.
Right.
See, dumb city boy here.
Well,
I'm
no,
figuring it
these
out.
are all good questions.
I'm figuring it out.
I don't have all the answers, but I'm doing the best I can.
What do you do?
Thought this was all going to be music. That's easier. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we can
Fire away, man.
We can go back to
No,
music
no.
here.
We're good.
So if you deliver a cow and it's
Calves.
yeah. Sorry, and it's stillborn, what do? I mean, you bury them? Is that kind of what happens?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I mean, it's
I could go on other things, but I'm not going to.
right. No.
So-
I don't need to.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. So that's the farm life, and you are no longer doing the farm life. Do you miss it at all? I mean, at this stage of life, I mean, where are you at with?
I don't miss it. My nephew farms, and if I do miss it, which I really don't, but if I do, I can go out there and hop in the combine and make a round, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Now, is that the farm we went to a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Got some dirt.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
And we did go for a ride.
Yep.
Actually.
Your bride went up and down the field in a nice big 4-wheel drive tractor.
That was, I think that made her day. Interesting.
Yeah. So no, yeah, I really don't miss it. Maybe when I retire, I'll go help my nephew just to help him.
Mhm.
But plus I have tinnitus. My ear rings all the time, and sitting in a tractor, not good.
Does the tinnitus come into play when you play music?
It's funny. It's like some nights we'll play, and starting out, my ears like ringing, but we start playing music, it goes away. It's just weird. And music will. I mean, my tinnitus comes and goes. I usually have it, but music is one thing that quiets it down. It must be the vibrations or something, and I don't understand tinnitus, and nobody does, I guess, because there's no cure. So just live with it.
So after 40 plus something years of playing music,
Pert near 50.
almost 50 years of playing music, what keeps you going? I mean, why are you still doing it?
I still love it. I just singing harmonies is just really cool. It's just a lot of fun to hear the blend, and I just still love it. It doesn't get old. I don't do it as much as I used to. We just us gigs 2 or 3 nights a month, which is fine. And I'm thinking maybe when I retire, I'll do more, but we'll see what God has to say about that.
So outside of your job here and playing music, what do you do for fun? I mean, what kind of hobbies do you have?
I got this Friday morning ritual. I get together with my friends Chris and Mike, and we have coffee a lot during the winter.
Well, it happens to be a Friday right now, and we're drinking
Right,
coffee.
right.
And my name
It's
is
not
Mike.
morning anymore, though.
No. Well,
That's all right.
You've almost got that formula figured out.
Oh, sorry, boss. I had my 40 in at 10 o'clock this morning. So,
I didn't say it was I guess I did, didn't I? We're on your lunch break.
I am very blessed to live on a lake.
Mm.
We have a beautiful lake home. So as soon as that lake opens up, we were on the lake on a boat, and we spend a lot of time on the lake. I mean, we have 2 granddaughters that we have out. Love spending time with them. That's about it. I keep our lake home up. There's a lot of maintenance and stuff. So
Do you like to fish? I mean, you live on a lake. Do you like to fish?
I like to fish in the summer. I don't ice fish.
You don't ice fish
No.
at all? Why?
It's too cold. I worked my until this job in 2020, I worked my whole life outside in the winter. And it's just like, I just never had ambition that my hobby was going to be in cold weather. So, and now I've froze my feet and hands enough in my lifetime that if I'm outside in cold weather for 20 minutes, my hands and feet get cold, and I'm like, I don't need to do this. And I understand, yep, these fish houses are all fine and dandy and everything, but you still got to set them up.
Well, we have that one friend that we have mutual
Right.
common.
Yep. Can use him.
I'm guessing his fish house is probably worth more than my house. So hey, we're gonna come use your fish house one of these days.
Yep.
All right. Well, at least it's not like fear of ice breaking. You're gonna fall in kind of a thing.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
So I wanna give you a couple softball questions. These are either gonna be really, really easy to answer or really, really hard. But do you have an absolute favorite song that you like to play?
No.
No. See, I knew it was either going to be really easy or really hard.
I think that's, probably the favorite song I like to play is the latest one we learned, right? Because it's new.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it more fun.
That actually makes sense. That's acceptable.
Right. So like right now, I know I'm going to love playing this song. We haven't learned it yet, but it's called Seminole Wind by John Anderson. And it's got really cool piano and fiddle in it. And I'm going to sing it. And it's just like, I think it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be my favorite song until we learn another new one, So if that makes any sense.
It does. And then here's another hypothetical. Well, maybe it's not hypothetical. You never know. If you could play with any famous artist or could meet any famous artists, who would you love to sit down and have a conversation with?
Yeah, I would have. He's no longer with it, but I'm a huge Merle Haggard fan. So he would be one, and Vince Gill would be the other. Vince has just done so many things, and he's top 5 favorite artists for sure.
And then one final question, then we'll wrap it up, and I'll let you have your piece back. And
this has been peaceful.
What's one life lesson that you know now that you wish you would have known 20, 30, 40 years ago that you could share with some young listener right now?
Life lesson. I think it's just kind of a maturity thing for me. It's like, just if you got something going on, and obviously I've had a lot of career changes, just pray about it and trust in the Lord, and let him guide your way. I think I did that when I was younger, but it's easier now to just give it to him and do it, Does that make sense?
Yeah, it actually
So it's not like one thing. It's been an evolving thing for me.
But you're absolutely right, though. It is a maturity thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think as believers that as you get older, you tend to give more and more.
Right.
Up
Yeah.
And just roll with it.
Yep.
So interesting. Well, John, do you have any famous last words for our listeners?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Oh boy.
I don't think so. Thanks for asking. It's like I have a horrible memory, but when you ask questions like that, it helps me process and it makes it somewhat easier to remember things, So.
Well, I can't remember things I did last week. So.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, John, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship, your family's friendship.
Can I just say one more thing?
Uh-oh. Yeah. Go for it.
Give me a second.
You can have it. I'll give you 20 seconds.
My wife has been amazing. There's not hardly anybody that would put up with the life that I've led. Not that I've done her wrong at all, but so many nights when I'm walking out the door at 6 o'clock and she's home raising her boys, and I get home at 3 a.m. She's just been so supportive. And she still is. She just lets me make those choices and supports me 100%. So she is a gift. That's what I wanted to say.
I love her too.
Yeah. It's hard not to.
She's awesome. Absolutely. So Patty, thank you for being so good to John.
He doesn't deserve it, but thank you.
Well, that is a great way to end it. John, again, I appreciate your time. Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate everything about you.
Thank you, Mike. We, speaking for Patty and myself, you and Christine, God put you in our lives for a reason as well. So thank you for your friendship.
Well, amen to that. So let's wrap this up. Thanks, everybody. Join us again. But in the meantime, on behalf of John and myself, thank you for joining us. And we will, I guess I'll see you next time, kind of, sort of. But enjoy your day.
Thanks for tuning in to Under Investigation. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to dive deeper or stay updated on everything we're working on, check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/weareunderinvestigation. We'd also love to hear from you. Got questions, feedback, or a story to share? You can text or call us at 763-634-1210. Your input helps shape the show, so don't be shy. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and keep investigating.